The papal election of 24 May 1086 ended with the election of Desiderus, abbot of Monte Cassino, as Pope Gregory VII's successor after a year-long period of sede vacante. Death of Gregory VII. Pope Gregory VII died in exile in Salerno on 25 May 1085. Before his death, the Pope nominated 3 canons as his preferred successors. They were the Cardinal Bishop of Ostia Odendelagas, Bishop of Lucca Anselmo, and Archbishop of Leon Hugh. Rome was at the time under the control of anti-Pope Clement III, supported by the Emperor Henry IV. So almost a year before they proceeded to the election of the successor of Gregory VII. Cardinal electors. The papal bull in nomine domini of 1059 changed electoral law to permit only the 7 cardinal bishops of the suburbicarian sees to participate in papal elections. Doubts were harbored about the papal bull had been called into question by the cardinals' priests who demanded admission to the election. The antagonism between the cardinal bishops and cardinal priests was intensified by the fact that Gregory VII clearly favored the latter. When anti-Pope Clement III was installed in Rome, he sentenced Gregory VII to exile. Gregory was joined by 7 of 18 so-called Gregorian cardinal priests and only 1 cardinal bishop. One of the reasons for the rebellion was that Gregory VII allowed only cardinal priests in the circle of advisors for the Holy See. Soon the schismatic clergy who supported the anti-pope controlled 17 of 28 titular churches in Rome. Even those cardinal priests who remained loyal to Gregory protested against the cardinal bishops. A Gregorian Cardinal Desiderus of San Pietro in Vincoli began to distribute a doctored version of the papal bull in nomine domini, in which the word cardinals bishops was replaced by cardinals, which according to the nomenclature of the time meant only cardinal priests. This allowed them to participate in the election of Gregory VII's successor. This was presumed to be the first time cardinal priests were admitted, although the dominant role of cardinal bishops was retained. Cardinal bishops in 1086, in the obedience of Gregory VII, were 6 cardinal bishops: Ubaldo, Cardinal Bishop of Sabina; Peter Ignace, Cardinal Bishop of Albano; Giovanni Minuto, Cardinal Bishop of Tusculum; Otho de Lagri, Cardinal Bishop of Ostia; Bruno, Cardinal Bishop of Segni; John, Cardinal Bishop of Porto. Cardinal priests. Based on available data, it can also be inferred that there were only 10 cardinal priests in the obedience of Gregory VII, although it is possible that the data are incomplete. Desiderius, Cardinal Priest of Santa Cecilia, Abbot of Monte Cassino, Vicar of Southern Italy; Benedetto Cao, Cardinal Priest of Santa Prassede; Desiderus, Cardinal Priest of San Pietro in Vincoli; Raniero, Cardinal Priest of San Clemente, Abbot of the Basilica of St. Lawrence outside the walls; Richard de St. Victor, Cardinal Priest of the Basilica of St. Paul outside the walls and Abbot of St. Victor, Marseille; Herman de Gavardo, Cardinal Priest of Santi Quattro Coronati; Benedict, Cardinal Priest of Santa Pudenziana; Roman, Cardinal Priest of Santa Susanna; Bernardino, Cardinal Priest of Santa Maria in Trastevere; Pietro Attenuolfi, Cardinal Priest and Abbot of Chiesa di San Benedetto in Salerno. Nothing is known of the deacons of the Holy Roman Church participating in this election. It seems that these deacons, obedient to Gregory, were not even considered cardinals. It was not until about 1088 that the deacons of the palace joined the college as cardinal deacons. This change occurred due to the schismatic anti-Pope Clement III, when in 1084, 3 of the 7 deacons of the palace joined the anti-Pope. They, in the records, began to refer to themselves as cardinal deacons. This concept was later borrowed by Urban II. Election of Victor III. After Gregory VII's death, the people expelled anti-Pope Clement III from Rome, allowing for the return of Gregory's supporters. In May 1086, Norman troops arrived in Rome with the Gregorian cardinals, who proceeded to begin the papal elections. On the 24th of May 1086, meeting in the Chiesa di Santa Lucia in Sepolcro, the cardinals elected Desiderus, abbot of Monte Cassino and cardinal priest of Santa Cecilia, as pope, despite not being among the candidates nominated by Gregory. Desiderius, however, refused to accept the tiara, threatening the electors with a return to the monastery. Consul Cencius suggested Cardinal Bishop of Ostia, Otho de Lagri, the only dissenting cardinal, and the only cardinal forced to accept Desiderus' selection. De Lagri's candidacy was, however, met with opposition from one of the cardinals, who referred to old canon law prohibiting the translation of a bishop from one diocese to another. In this situation, the choice of Desiderius was upheld and he was forced to accept it by force under the name of Victor III. 4 days later, the Gregorian fled from Rome to Terracina before the imperial prefect of Rome, who was a supporter of Clement III. In Terracina, the Pope-elect left the papal insignia and retired to Monte Cassino, where he remained in persistent refusal for 10 months. It was only in March 1087, at the Synod of Capua, that he accepted his election as head of the Catholic Church. Soon after, the Normans once again removed anti-Pope Clement III from Rome. On the 9th of May 1087, Victor III was consecrated and crowned in St. Peter's Basilica.